So today I want to do a little bit different of a video than what I typically do on this channel, and this is sort of a vent video. What I wanted to talk about was farmers and truckers and how we are basically tearing these two groups of people down. So as you have seen, we've had record drought everywhere, especially in the Southwest, but it's moving on into the Midwest and even some over here on the eastern side of the United States, and it has hit everything very hard. But recently I have seen where farmers in Texas, I'll use that as an example because this is a more recent story, are having to sell off all their cattle because basically there's no rain, there's no hay. What hay they can get, they are having to pay exorbitant prices for, which is not good. So they're selling off all this cattle, which is right now it's going to drive the price of beef way down. But all the cattle's coming to the market, so in a few years, because these cattle aren't having a chance to reproduce, grow up, and, basically have more meat in the future, in a couple of years or even a year from now, the beef prices are going to skyrocket because, there's a ton of cattle in Texas. But it's not just going on in Texas. It's going on all over the country, which is a major problem. And then also, I want to talk about the truckers who are just, seems like they're getting hit from every angle. And there's the new law in California that I'm sure a lot of people have seen where you can no longer be an independent contractor, which the estimated numbers were around 70,000 independent contracting truckers that kind of affected and more or less put out of work. How stupid is that? What is wrong with our government that we're doing this stupid crap like this? We need to respect our farmers and our truckers. We need to make sure that they have the products that they need and that they have the supplies that they need to get things where they need to go. Looking back at our farmers for growing and then our truckers for getting this stuff to the market. If you walk into a Publix or you walk into a Walmart or whatever, they don't grow this crap there. It has to come from somewhere, and we're screwing with the system that makes this happen. These high gas prices, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, gas prices have been coming down. It doesn't matter. They're still extremely high right now, and that is crushing both the farmers and the truckers. We traveled around for a couple of years full time in our RV, and I remember, several nights, because I like to drive at night riding up the road, and you would see truckers parked on the side of the street or on the interstates because all the lots are full and there's not enough rest stops for them. Or you'd even have rest stops where you were not allowed to stay overnight, and that included the truckers. How stupid is that? Let's give these people a place to rest. Let's give them plenty of places to stop when they need to. And also, let's take the government out of mandating how the truckers have to drive, how they have to rest. And I'm all for safety. I understand that fully. But if you don't drive a truck, you don't need to be setting regulations for it. There needs to be like a truck driving board or something like that. Same thing with farming. I know some of these senators, congressmen, and everything, they probably grew up on farms or lived on farms before, but the majority, I'm going to bet, have not. So quit trying to tell farmers how to farm. And I'm all about the green gas emissions. That's fine. If we want to try to make the environment better, I'm all for that. But you have to do things in a balance. If you try to do things too fast, you get what we have all the time now, which is food shortages, gas shortages, different stuff like that, supply chain breakdowns. That's what happens when you try to overdo stuff and you try to work too fast towards a goal. I love solar. We had it on our RV. It was awesome. But could we live on solar right now completely? No way. Can your houses live on solar? No way. Do I think people need to invest in solar, potentially upgrade their house, try to put power back into the grid when it's possible? For sure. When you can afford it. Or you see people talking about the electric cars. Hey, I think that's a cool concept. It's really, really neat. But what you got to think about with that is you're plugged into the grid. So we're still just hitting the grid just as hard, and 90% of the grid is run by coal power plants. It's run by the same stuff that they're trying to eliminate. So who cares if you've got your electric car? You're still not really helping the environment because you're just plugging into the same thing that you're trying to stop. Now when they get these cars more set up on solar, hey, we might be a little bit better off of that. But still, we need this other stuff, is my point. So let's make sure that we get these supplies to the truckers, that the truckers can supply that stuff to us or to the plants that need it to make things more efficient. And getting back to the farmers, my wife and I, as many of you know, we have started what I'm going to call a hobby farm. I'm in no way and shape going to say that we're full farmers, but we do have a small homestead with a hobby farm going on it. And just to put it bluntly, this is busting ass work a lot of times, and this is just a small 3 to 5 acre farm. I can't imagine for these farmers who have hundreds and hundreds of acres to work and maintain and keep up so we can get food on our table so they can make a living. And then when diesel goes from $2 and $3 a gallon to $6 or $7 a gallon, even some places out west up to $8 or $9 a gallon, man, that sucks. And then we hear that we're sending our oil overseas. What's wrong with that picture? We got to take care of ourselves at home. And I agree, we got to help out other countries when we can, but we got to take care of ourselves at home too. We can't sink ourselves trying to help everybody else. That's another big thing. But the moral of the story, and I've thought about this video for a while, and I'm probably leaving out some stuff that I want to say, but the moral of this story is, let's take care of our farmers and our truckers. We've seen the economy, it's going up, it's going down, it's all over the place right now. But I'm telling you, we keep screwing with these two groups of people, they can stop the economy. There's nothing the government can do about it. There's nothing anybody else can do about it. If we don't have food to get to the market, it's going to be bad. And if we don't have truckers to get this stuff to the market, it's going to be bad. And I'm not trying to exclude like our railroad people, because they're just as important. All these supply chain people, these dock workers and everything, everybody's just as important. But these are the two that stand out to me, and that's why I'm bringing up these two. But we need to take care of this whole system to make it all work correctly. And if we don't, we're all going to be screwed. So again, I know this isn't my typical video, but I wanted to get this out there because this is how I feel. I'm not trying to take a stance, whether it be on the right side or the left side. I don't care about the politics of this. What I care about is the end result. Red, blue, in the middle. If there's no food coming to the market and there's no trucks to get it there, we're all going to starve just the same. So, starving don't know politics or nothing like that. That's my basic point. So let's try to take care of these people. Let's try to take care of them that are taking care of us, and let's all try to work together and get through this. I've had this video on my mind for a while, so I appreciate you watching and listening to it. And please, let's all think this stuff through, and let's try to do stuff in rational steps and not do everything at one time and kill our whole economy and pretty much kill our country the way that we are right now, because it's just what we're doing is definitely not working. I've been watching a lot of prepper channels, and you get a lot of news from that, some good, some bad. Some are doom and gloom, but there are some good ones out there. The finance stuff, I'm high into finance, stock market and stuff like that, and it really just seems like we're teetering a real fine line there. So that's my advice to everybody. Let's slow down, take a breath, and try to figure this out before things get a whole lot worse than they are right now. So I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope some people heed this video, but if not, then we'll see where things go. All right, y'all. Bye.